Nick Walthall, David Tuckman here for 88 Poker. It's Magic Monday, folks. That's right.
Oh, here we go. Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, look at these hands.
Kings are good. We are heads up. The double elimination. I love double KOs. Whoa.
No, he calls and it's going to be over.
I've got a keyword giveaway, Nick.
This is for another $109 ticket.
We're going to go with Madrid.
Type Madrid in chat. Type it. Wants to win.
There's a ticket. Oh, Banfield had a big one.
Oh,
Banfield.
The Jillians.
Oh, wow. What a run out. Ba-ba! That's right. We are here for a Magic Monday. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Courtesy of 88 Poker. Thank you for joining us. I am David Tuckman, and you will notice that we have the other Nick with us. Apparently, contractually, Nick Walthall and I can only work together every other week, so it's either me gone or Walthall gone. So in his stead, we have the absolutely wonderful and upbeat positivity person. It is Nick Eastwood. Easty, how are you, my friend?
I'm very good, Tuck. Very good to see you. How many weeks does Nick Walthall have to miss before he becomes other Nick and I become Nick? Is there an amount of times he has to miss before that throne is taken away from him?
Maybe that'll be a lot of things question. Who knows?
That could be a really good long thing. So I've ruined it now, though.
I think so. Hey, we started with 972 runners. We have whittled that field down to our final 8, and pretty exciting here. Everybody guaranteed about $1,000, $7,300 up top. We do have one significant bounty left, according to our researchers. We have a $1,000 bounty left, which is obviously quite significant at this point.
Yeah, definitely significant. It should still, like, it's always interesting. Obviously, we have to note that at the start of the final table, because depending on the ladders, it will denote whether people are going to be taking extra risk in order to win the bounties. And with the ladders currently about $200, then $300, $400, $500, you're probably going to see in the early stages at least people take a few more risks than they might normally do in order to try and get that 1K bounty.
A pair of 8s here on the backdoor flush draw versus the player in the big blind who is open-ended. Green Snake, by the way, an interesting story. Green Snake, who is our chip leader right now, the biggest win was over a year ago, where they finished first out of 1,334 in the Micro Rollers Mystery. They won $146 in that event. Just to put this in perspective, they have already locked up $2,736 in bounties.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, they have absolutely dwarfed their biggest score before, and well, it's only starting because he is the chip leader, where they are the chip leader right now. Once again, Eastwood, Tuckman here to call the action for Magic Monday. Hello, everybody. Scheduling update, by the way, next week, as you all know, we have the Championship Series main event. That'll be on Tuesday. Nick Walthall and I should be here.
Yeah, and if you didn't know about the championship, guys, you'll soon learn, because today, oh, by the way, this is a huge all-in. Second in chips, shoving on the first in chips. This could go really, really badly sometimes. It won't this time. But if you didn't know about the championship games, guys, well, you should learn, because we're giving away, Tuck, how many tickets are we giving away to the main event of the championship games today?
8,801.
Literally, I think it's at least that many, isn't it?
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. No, it's 20. Wow. We gave away 20 tickets last week. So again, if you don't win a ticket, you really have nobody to blame but yourself. This is on you now. We're giving. Yeah. I mean, we can't do any more, right?
Not legally. No.
I mean, we give 20 tickets plus, of course, a free roll. By the way.
Yeah. I gave away 5 today. I only give me 5. This is how esteemed this show is. 20, 4 times more than I got to give away. Unbelievable stuff.
Or you can look at it this way, Easty.
Yeah.
The powers that be at 888, they know how popular you are, and they know that you only need to give away 5 tickets to make your show popular.
Wow. Yeah, I
they
like that
feel
angle.
like we probably need the boost.
Yeah.
We need to bribe the viewers more to watch our show.
Yeah, and they thought Welford was going to be here, so they gave us an extra 15 tickets, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah,
sure. I think that's probably
That must be it.
Yeah, definitely here. Hey, the free roll that I mentioned, by the way, we're giving away $500 in cold hard cash. It is Snap C888. I don't know what the C is for, but Snap your C888. It's all one word, no spaces. I don't know what word it would be, but Snap SNAP C888, and that starts in 25 minutes.
It does. Champagne Poker complaining they've not yet won a ticket. Well, this is your big moment.
Yeah, and again, Champagne Poker. This is a time, I think, self-reflection.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I doing? What am I not doing?
Yeah.
What can I do more of? Right?
Absolutely. I mean, we will be giving away 2 of them by virtue of everyone's favorite game, Blonde thinks.
Yes.
So kind of have to delve into our minds. It's not a pretty place to be a lot of the time, but it's what you have to do to win a ticket. It's up to you whether you want to take that risk.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Ooh, look at that very tight fold.
Yeah,
Even from Easty standards.
Yeah, even I recoiled at that one. And I love folding. You know me, Tuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and I understand, how scary it can be to get knocked out at the final table. And I know how hesitant people are to get involved sometimes. But you do have to look at the payouts. And you look at it and you just realize, well, am I here just to hold on and get 7th place? Or am I trying to get a top 3 spot?
Yeah,
where the real money is at.
Yeah. And I mean, it's strange. It's a strange decision because it's not like Christie is like second in chips against third in chips or something like that, and they could get really crippled. Their risk premium in the sense of they're one of the shorter stacks. They have to take risks more than other people do. It's kind of a strange fold in that sense.
Yeah, and I understand from their perspective, just going, well, I'm in the big blind. If I flop top pair here, I guess I'm just going with it. It was an early position open. I'm sure that was a factor in it as well. Either way, we move on 8-handed. Once again, it is Easty and myself calling the action here for Magic Monday. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I see you all in the chat. Love you all. What's up, No Money Player? What's up, Dire Straits? What's up, Morph Skim? RWC87, No Goes 11. Noob Frost Mage, Lime Ricky, of course, our amazing moderator. Truly the wind beneath our wings. Champagne Poker, you mentioned Hameleon, Zep, Darwinian Classic, Chip Taker, Apollo. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support. We and I say this with earnest. We wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah, they wouldn't pay us to do this if you weren't
Wait,
here,
you get
guys.
Paid? Wait, what's going on here?
Sorry, I've let the cat out of the bag. Tuck's been doing this for free for 3 years. Damn it, guys!
Joey,
I wasn't supposed to tell you that.
I'm just gonna tap into our producer here. Joey's our producer and our director. Joey, Easty gets paid for this?
No comments.
What the F? I don't understand. What's up, Merciless? Hello, happy Monday, everybody. Yes, happy Monday, poker friends. I like that Noob Frost Mage. So Green Snake, our chip leader, opening. Ooh, aggressive play out of the small blind with King 10.
Yeah, so this is a player that's here to fight for some positions because, you're stepping out here against the chip leader, the one that can afford to take the most risks with a hand that's good, but also could call the small blind if it wanted to. Nick Wealth will take least favorite thing in the world. I like to see it stepping up because we always talk about this. We know that the chip leader is going to be doing a lot of aggressive action. So it's up to you whether you like to find spots.
We know this, right?
Usually, more times than not, for sure. Yeah, we assume, right. and everyone assumes. It's kind of understood that they can do whatever they want, and you kind of have to let them. But some people just go, you know what? I am not here to let you. And they take it into their own hands. And those people generally either die early or they make it quite far. So we'll see how Zac Efron gets on.
Hey, listen, like Mel Gibson said in Braveheart, okay? Everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
This is a classic quote. We can definitely extrapolate it to final tables.
I mean, your point is so well said because it's really interesting. You realize that the player who is opening tight, I'll actually say the King Jack fold to me theoretically makes more sense than not 3-betting King 10. I love that King 10 because you have to realize that the chip leader, even if they're not crazy, if they normally would open, say, 18, 20% of their hands, now they're opening 30% of their hands. And how many of those hands are they going to go to war with?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very few because they want to retain that chip lead. They don't just want to give it away for not a lot with a hand like Queen 10 offsuit. They have to really have to respect those raises. And the reason they have to respect them is, Tuck, a lot of these ranges are really, really tight. Like
Yeah.
King 10 is aggressive for this stage of the tournament. Like in this format, you're really generally not going to see like light 3-bets from players in those kind of situations against the chip leader.
No. Yeah, and suited Broadway cards actually do quite well. Against an opener's range, even if you're behind, you genuinely have some equity, and you're not getting destroyed. Now there is always a fun game, and we are keeping our eye on this. Obviously, if the game starts to get interesting, we got top and bottom here, but versus pretty much nothing. This will probably go. Oh, hello! I said that, and now look.
Yeah. Oh, so this is interesting, this situation here, because I always say when I'm playing my games that no one ever bets this spot when the ace goes in the turn after check with the aggressors in position. People don't bet this turn with the bluff because they assume you always have an ace, right? So this to me would be setting alarm bells off. They go for the 3-bet shove tuck.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I mean, that's Anna.
They do get the fold. I mean, I think that's a little bit dicey. I mean, for one, I know I said that when they bet the ace turn, it's really, really underbluffed. Let me tell you what's underbluffed. 3-bet shoving against the raise, because you never have a bluff there, really. Like, especially for that quickly, really fast shove. I think you need to at least take your time and probably only call.
Yeah, Dios Te Ama, by the way, who did hit the ace on the turn. I'm not sure if I love the raise on the turn, just because, I mean, you have the ace, you've hit it. Your opponent is leading out into you. The ace is supposed to favor your range and not theirs, and yet they're leading into you. I don't know why I want to blow the pot there. The fact that I check back the flop, I tend to be a little bit more capped. Now, the ace could have given me 2 pair, like maybe I flop second pair, and I decided to check it back. But I think it's a bit dangerous here. How about top full house? How do you get paid here?
Against 7 high, you just don't, sadly.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
I mean, okay, I guess.
Green Stake.
Gut shot. Dead gut shot.
Yeah, Green Stake got lucky not to hit a 5.
Yeah, I mean.
And they do give up.
A bit optimistic, especially on the paired board when you could just be dead, as we are. It's unlikely you're going to be dead, but it's tough out of position to realize any equity here with 7 high. They are just going to have to let this go unless they've got some very devious intentions, which they don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you think your opponent is light and you're calling for that gut shot, I'd almost rather just check raise there. You're in the big blind. You're going to have more 8s in your range.
Yeah.
And every time your opponent's missed, or even if your opponent has something as strong as, say, King 10, remember, they raised in the button. They don't need to have a necessarily. Now, it turns out they had a huge hand, a monster.
Yeah.
They didn't need to have that big hand. So let's just say they have a king, even a garbage king, King 7, something like that, King 9. Or do they want to call a check raise for their tournament life?
Yeah, no.
I'd rather that play. Now, folding is totally reasonable and probably the best road to take.
Agreed.
But out of all the options, I think calling is the weakest.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. I think calling just really struggles to you never really win the pot. You're not really going to lead on a straight completion. I guess you could, but it's a bit strange. We are going to see shuffle from Christie though.
Yeah, this is a strong play. I mean, so give this player credit. I mean, they're clearly paying attention to position and who's opening. Mm-hmm. So earlier on, we saw this player fold the King Jack out of the blind. But here, against the chip leader on the button, they do shove the, quite vulnerable ace-6. Strong play.
Yeah, so it shows that, like you said, they're very in tune to the dynamics of the table. They assume that an early position raise is going to be very, very strong, and King Jack may underperform as what they'd expect. So, but they also know that the button open from the big stack is going to be exactly what it is, a load of rubbish, quite often, as we've already spoken about. This is 2 good hands, though.
This is a monster here. 17 big blinds effective. Well, I guess 19 big blinds effective. Ace King versus 9s. Somehow the chips don't go in. Maybe they go in now.
I would expect this to go probably just bet call or check potentially. I think it's much the same as why Christie didn't call the King Jack off here. Why the 9s from Zac Efron, they just assume that Andy is going to be very, very tight from early position, and they don't really just want to bang it in and get called by like 10s plus, which is going to happen like quite a lot of the time. And you're probably just going to get folds from like 8s below anyway, so you're never really dominating.
And something, by the way, that you and I don't know if you're. I always mention. But something that you and I are not necessarily in tune with, we've seen now, I don't know, 9 hands, 11 hands, right?
Yep.
These players have theoretically played together for a long time. They might know a lot more history with each other and know a lot more about each other than we know.
Yeah. Very, very true. They could have played on the last 2 tables. It could have taken a few hours. They could have been playing together. So definitely a lot. They might have a lot of notes that obviously we don't have the access to. Yeah. So definitely things they could be using that we aren't privy to. But here, I'd expect to see potentially some checks. But they do go for another bet, Tuck. Interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what hand they're trying to get the fold here.
Yeah, I mean, they might be looking for some extra value, and that seems insane. Like something from like ace, queen, ace, jack with a diamond could be holding on here, and they like the ace of diamonds or queen or jack of diamonds. They could be listing some value from that, and I think that if that was the plan, they'll almost certainly check here. But with that diamond blocker, Tuck, it wouldn't be completely beyond the realms to see shove here. It would be very aggressive, and they do decide to check.
Yeah, I think you have to check this. I mean, you don't have enough chips to knock your opponent out. It's not PLO. The diamond blocker, while it's relevant, is not nearly as relevant. And I just think that board is just so, when your opponent check calls the flop on a 6-4 deuce, 3 diamond board, you have the king of diamonds. So it's a little bit less likely your opponent's just calling you with a big diamond. Yes, they could have it, but they don't necessarily need to. They're just more likely to have a pair, trips, a straight at that point by the end of it all.
Yeah, completely agree.
Sometimes you just got to, pick a better fight and move on. Okay, we have done a lot of poker analysis here, and I don't even know what to do with it. Okay, so I hope you guys are improving because Easty clearly knows his stuff. I want to give away tickets. Does everybody in the chat want tickets? I want to ask them first. Maybe they don't want chips.
Well, just double check because they might not want them.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they don't want.
Yeah.
I was thinking I wanted to give away a bunch of tickets right now.
Yeah, they don't. Let's not assume anything. Everyone says never assume. So let's double check.
Yeah, if you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
Noob is raising his hand. Champagne says yes, please. Chicello. Okay, it looks like they do want tickets. Okay,
yeah, confirmed.
So, let's watch this hand play out here. Ace 3 versus Ace King.
Wow. So, yeah, interesting. Just call from the Ace King. A classic spot to just shove it in, but with the stacks around, Eagles decides to take the passive option.
Yeah, and it worked out really, really well for them.
Yeah, unbelievably well. You're not going to hit that often here.
That's what I'm saying. If you know the flop's coming, this is about as good as it can get. And wow, they go for the immediate check raise. Kind of a little unconventional because you're like, why would you ever do this with a king?
Yeah, it's just a much.
Yet they have a king.
Board. It's just a much better board for the button. You just want to let them do their thing on this board. Like, you're really not even that happy if you have something like King 10 here. So you're basically just saying, I mean, what are you even going to bluff here? Like, you're basically just saying you have Ace King.
I'm going to come out. I'm going to say I'm pretty happy with King 10, man.
Yeah, but not.
Dude, I got 28 big blinds. If I got King 10 and the guy's got me beat, I take my hat off and I go, man, nice hand.
Yeah, but when you're full ring on the final table, you do see some rather passive stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised to see people get snake bit with the King 10 there.
Or green snake, as you say. Okay, yeah. So, I mentioned Wealthall not being here. And I just want to point out that, 2025, for those of you who obviously are Magic Monday fans, obviously it's been a tough year for me. The fires in California, I missed a couple of shows. Then I got pneumonia, had to miss a show. Then my kid gets his leg cut by an ice skate. I had to take him to the hospital. There's a show. I mean, but I never miss a show for holiday, right? I never do. In fact, I'm going on holiday next week. And guess where I will be on holiday doing the show?
Yeah.
You know who's on holiday right now?
I mean, I'm going to go with Nick Wealthall because based on how this is shaping up.
There you go. Exactly. Nick Wealthall on holiday. I don't work on holiday, right? You know why? Because he's a slacker.
Yeah.
And in honor of Nick Wealthall, my good friend, the ultimate slacker, our keyword today is slacker. Get your slackers in the chat. We're going to give away 8. What? 8? Lime, are you crazy? Lime has lost her bloody mind.
Yeah, she has lost her mind, but it's her show. So, oh, this is interesting, by the way, Tuck.
It's absolutely her show. Well, this is interesting. And there's a call. King Jack versus, oh, wow. There's a deuce. There's a jack, though. And that is it. Wow, a lot of outs on the turn. Obviously, the King Jack was way ahead. I don't mind the shove at all out of the big blind with King Deuce. I mean, this is blind on blind violence. And I think, if the King Deuce, the fine shove, King Jack, I guess a pretty easy call for 15 bigs, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, it doesn't, like, Eagles has got enough chips where even if they lose, it doesn't really hurt them. And you have to remember what we spoke about at the start. There is a $1,000 bounty out there. It's significant.
Yeah, absolutely. So we lose one. We're down to 7. The remaining 7 players all guaranteed $1,200 plus whatever they've locked up. So for Green Snake, by the way, they've already locked up $4,000. Dios Teama has already locked up $4,500.
Big. That's huge.
Hey, get your slackers in the chat, everybody. Get your slackers in the chat. We're going to give away 8. Lime Ricky runs the show. We are just her minions. And she has said 8 tickets. That is the Case King. That is ugly. That is not good news for Green Snake. Now, he doesn't have a good king, but he's going to lose something here. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's impossible to get away from just this pre-flop pot. He's going to have to put at least 1.8 in here. I don't expect them to raise. This may save them some more money. Nothing blue in their hand. Joseph's going to bet again. We shall see.
Yep. Diamonds, obviously, a little bit scary. So you got 9 big blinds in the pot. Green Snake, by the way, no longer our chip leader. It does go check on the turn. And I don't know. I mean, do you bet and then fold to a raise?
Yeah, I'm expecting a small bet.
Showdown.
I'm expecting a small bet. Like, yeah, your hand is good in check on turn. Like, your hand is strong. You know,
Right.
you wouldn't expect to be behind here very often at all. Like, there are a lot of Jack X out there. There's a lot of like ace high that may get sticky. There's a lot of like pocket 10s and stuff like that. Obviously, we know Joseph has top boat.
I'm going to throw this at you now. If I'm Joseph, because I have top boat, I am actually going to massively overraise this. The reason being, and please poke a hole in my theory if I'm wrong, this is a small raise, but I'm going to actually massively overraise this. And the reason being is because I have top boat, and I don't believe my opponent has a king. I don't think my opponent would always bet a jack here.
Wow.
I actually think they do get paid, but I would actually lean toward my opponent having a 4 here, or maybe diamonds, or just an absolute bluff like Queen 10 or something like that. You know what I mean? They're not going to call any. They're not going to call any raise if they have a misdraw. And the times they do have trip 4s or a flush, I can get paid off huge.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my theory.
I like it, and it definitely makes sense. Like, when you've got that top boat and you don't think your opponent has a king, they can have some other very strong hands in their range, but probably would expect to see those hands bet bigger on the river potentially. It's definitely not a certainty, but I think in general, people would bet bigger with a 4 or a flush there on the river rather than just block.
It wasn't really that big of a block. That was like 3.5 big blinds into like 8-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, if my opponent checks back the turn, they're telling me that they're kind of like, they don't love their hand either. And I'm trying to get paid. So even if I do have a 4 there, I'm trying to get paid by maybe like a jack.
Yeah. But you could also argue that a jack could pay 2/3 pot as well. It's like, you could go either way with it for sure. And you definitely can't make a mistake with top full house of the river. Like, if you want to put loads of money in, that's always going to be quite good.
It's just a unique situation where when you do block your opponent from just having a simple king, and you start thinking, well, they're not going to call me with all of this anyway. So if they do have a monster, maybe I can get paid off. Either way, though, they do get paid off. It's a small raise.
Ooh.
All in. Unfortunately for them, they walk into queens. An ace would eliminate a player that is not an ace, my friend. 7 of spades on the river. So you get the chips with top full house, and then you give some of them away. That is Andy Dalmas, who has already locked up $916 in bounties.
Queens again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good strategy. I would strongly recommend it. Okay, hold on. We've got to give away these. We've got to give it away. We are ready. Okay, Lime Ricky, no more poker. I mean, unless it's a really big hand, let me know. We're giving away 8 tickets here, everybody. These are going to be awesome. Podwet99, you won the giveaway. Congratulations. King of Dumbbells. This is an easy game. You got to get it in before Lime says we're ready. Kohani, A8. Kohani, A8. You have won the giveaway. Congratulations. By the way, if you win a giveaway, Doc Matouche. Wow, all the regulars are winning. Yes, it is rigged. Scuddy1, you've won the giveaway. By the way, AC, tell them what they've won.
They've won a $25 ticket to the Championship Games main event. Yes, the main event is $100,000 guaranteed for a $25 buy-in.
That's awesome. Scuddy, you've won. Hermes 3103, you have won the giveaway as well. If you win, make sure you pay attention to your whispers so our amazing Lime Ricky can get you your win. Musimon, you have won the giveaway. Congratulations. And King of Dumbbells, somehow you got it in there anyway.
Oh,
congratulations.
Dear.
Well
Tuck,
done.
You said to interject if something was happening. Something's happening.
Okay. What's happening? Tell me.
Well, someone's got top pair and they've got 20 big blinds and someone's got middle set. So I think this is going to be really, really tough. Andy is going to lose a lot of the chips that they just won.
Yeah, this is tough for Andy. Tough break. I mean, the funny thing is they could have gone broke earlier on with Ace King versus nines. It's like nines have just been the bane of their existence. They probably should have been knocked out with nines earlier on when their opponent had it. It looks like it might happen here.
Oh, I'd love to have seen call here, but it looks like
really on a wet board.
Yeah, but we have that nine of spades as well. Like we got to have some traps here with like a lot of our hands really wouldn't ever want to raise here. They are going to get shoved on though.
Yep. It's a wet enough board. They do get it in, and King Queen drawing dead. Andy Dalmas apparently not eliminated, but on life support, just 2.5 big blinds. That is significant, though, as we do have a $1,000 bounty in play.
Yeah.
So how does this play out?
Well, I think everyone with Andy in the big blind pretty much forced all in. You're going to see some fairly unorthodox entries into the pot here. Exhibit A, Eagles under the gun with 9-3 of spades.
Really, Zac Efron, by the way, now up to second in chips. I can neither confirm nor deny if that is really Zac Efron, but I mean, the name says really Zac Efron. They wouldn't lie.
No, not on the internet.
Right? Let me ask you this. If you're really Zac Efron or Christie, is there ever a world here with the big bounty that you would put a really massive 3-bet in right now?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I think you'll mostly see them go to flop here and just battle it out a little. A little spanner in the works. Andy just lets it go, by the way. Top 2 for really Zac Efron.
That's awesome. Well, hey, you know, the funny thing is, by folding there, you never know. Let's just say the flop came out 10-8-4 and somebody had a set of 4s.
Yeah.
You might ladder up and have one big blind and be like, that was awesome.
Yeah, true. It works both ways. Like, oh, Christie, what is this, by the way? 4-way with the king, queen just there. I mean, this isn't going to work very often, and it's certainly not going to work this time, Tuck, with really Zac Efron having top 2 pair. And this time they slow play.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going, well, they pick up pretty much the best card in the deck.
Yeah, and then we've so much invested as well. They may decide that they have to do this.
Zac Efron's got the flush draw as well, though. So now Christie's going to slow down. They only have 11 big blinds behind. The pot's got 19.5 big blinds in there. Not sure if there's much room for nuance here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong. You can check, you can bet. It doesn't matter.
I mean, if you're going to play the king, queen aggressively on the flop, why not just put those chips in pre?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Pre, and then you just, a lot of times you just win.
Yeah, I much prefer shoving.
Get a heads up against the all-in player.
Yeah, I much prefer shoving as well. I definitely think it's the best route. They didn't do it, which is fine. And looks like now Andy's going to be forced in. A hand with a little bit more potential.
Fold!
You got to get it in there, Andy.
Nah, you got to raise it a 3-bet. Maybe they'll go all in. It's kings versus aces. Fold, Andy!
Oh, no, you can't fold. You can't fold it.
Watch Andy. Hey, watch Andy ladder up, baby.
Well, we might be off to a flop, though. 2 fair hands here.
Yeah, I don't mind calling this. I mean, 4s are really easy to play. It's also fine folding. You're out of position. Just a very tough. You're going to get outplayed so often.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one too.
I mean, I think small pairs are drastically overrated in tournaments when you're kind of medium to short stacked.
Yeah, 3 of our big chip stacks here have got some very, very playable hands, by the way.
And by the way, Andy is not all in.
No. And based on what we've seen, Tuck, they won't be all in either. Again. Like, they probably should be, but they're not going to do it because we've seen them fold 2 hands already. This doesn't seem like, you don't fold those hands to wait for 9 deuce, do you?
But not usually. I mean, suited maybe, but
What's going on here?
I mean, everyone's just limping. I don't understand.
I mean, I
I
think Green
genuinely
Snake.
don't understand his hand. Okay, Green Snake's like, okay, well, I'm not going to give you guys a free flop. I'm going, I clearly have the best hand. We can see they don't actually have the best hand. They're actually in really bad shape. But,
Ooh,
wow.
That's a big fold.
I mean, what do? You know what's crazy here? Alma could have actually gone all in. This could have been, we could have actually seen a ladder up situation because there were sixes there.
Yeah, you definitely could have seen a shove there with all that money in there. It's really, really tempting. All you got to do is be in a flip, and you're getting way the best price here to continue. This is aggressive from Green Snake, by the way. The King Queen of Spades was let go. Oh, and the fold. Ace Queen of Hearts, 2 overs, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw.
Green Snake, I love it. Green Snake showing us how it's done. I imagine Andy will probably end up going with this one. 10-7 suited, some connectivity there. Why not? By the way, congratulations to those of you who want a ticket. Again, as Easty mentioned, it is a $25 ticket to the championship main event. Yep. We will be airing that final table next Tuesday here on Magic Monday. I know it's confusing. It's Magic Monday on a Tuesday. Either way, if you get a ticket, we are really hoping that we will be commentating on you next week.
That'd be great. I'd like to be commentated on. I've only had it once. I've only had the pleasure once, and I didn't really do anything. I just folded every hand and laddered 4 times. That was it.
I mean, we've also commentated on you in live streams.
Yeah.
Speaking of live streams, how about Glasgow?
How about it?
Yeah, baby. 88 Live Glasgow.
Yep. Very exciting. Very exciting. Our first time in Glasgow.
Are you going?
Oh, I'll be there. I wouldn't miss it.
Okay, awesome. Oh, King Jack might hold. It does. No pair. No straight. No flush. Andy Dalmas tried and tried to survive. Did not. And how much is it worth? It's almost like everybody thought they knew it was worth $1,000. And yet, it's only worth 8 cents. No, $48.08.
Yeah, so obviously the more envelopes that are removed, the more likely it is that the next one is 1,000. But at the same time, you have that double-edged sword in that the ladders are increasing as well. So how far do you get before you stop sort of taking that into account as much? Probably still relevant because obviously we have 2 short stacks and some rather large stacks. So they're still going to be willing to take a risk for like a fifth or a quarter of their stack to try and knock someone off and win.
Yeah, I mean, in a tournament of this size where the difference between first and second is only $2,000, the $1,000 bounty is always relevant. But your point is well said. I mean, it is a situation where as you go further along, that big bounty becomes less and less relevant compared to the pay jumps. Anyway, congratulations to those of you who did win. Good luck to you in the Championship Series main event. We still have 12 more tickets to give away. We also have 2 Wheel of Justice spins at the end. And by the way, I don't know if you know, the free roll has begun. Registration is still open. Don't panic. You can get in for another 30 minutes or so. The free roll password, by the way, is SNAPC888. SNAPC888. By the way, I forgot to mention, I do apologize. We do love you viewers over on YouTube, and the YouTube viewers can most definitely participate in the Lauden Thinks questions. Lime's amazing. She'll monitor both chats. But if you want to win the keyword giveaways, ace on the turn here, if you want to win the keyword giveaways, you have to go into the Twitch chat because we use their software to do it.
Yeah. Important point. But yes, Lauden Thinks up next. So I think we're Lauden Thinks up next. So should be fine. Gut shot here for Zac Efron. Could continue, but it's tough.
Yeah, the problem with even continuing here is, okay, let's say a 4 comes off. Are you going to get paid?
Probably not. But your hand, probably the foremost thing in Zac Efron's mind is that his hand could be the best hand. The aces may be overbarreled.
Right, that's a different story. Right, I mean, if you think your hand actually has showdown value, then that's a different story. If you're calling just for the 4, I don't like it as much.
Has Zac Efron got any dastardly ideas here, Tuck? I wonder. Double blocking 5-4 doesn't go for it and does fold. Some people can get overly attached to those blockers. You know what 2025 is like, Tuck?
Oh yeah, no, 2025. What did I miss? Did I miss a memo?
Yeah, blockers are really, really popular things. Blockers and big card, little card, 3 bets. Those are really popular too.
Hello, Leo Geiget. How are you, my friends? Leo Geiget does point out the average bounty not that relevant if all the others are mins. Yes, that's also what you've got to do is you take that $1,000 bounty and then you take the other bounties and then you divide them, and you basically would look at it and go, okay, well, normally the bounties might be worth, say, $70 each, which maybe that equates to a half a big blind or a big blind at certain points in the tournament, whatever it might be. But now with the big blind, with the ante, if you put $1,000 in there, maybe each bounty is worth more like, let's just say $200 for argument's sake, or $270 for argument's sake.
Yeah.
And that might be worth a blind and a half, or maybe even 2.5 big blinds. But there is a mathematical way of kind of, figuring out exactly what the bounty is worth in terms of blinds. So if you would normally call somebody shove if they had 11 big blinds or less, maybe now you're calling if they have 13.
Yeah.
I'm simplifying it, but I hope you understand.
We might get a call here. We're going to get a call.
Oh, well, I think we should.
Yeah, I agree.
And unfortunately for the King 7, the 7's hold, and they're back up to 13 big blinds. Mr. Alma, not going anywhere.
Everything you said is entirely true, Tuck. From a computer perspective, you are going to see, the average bounty being worked out, and, risks will be taken in accordance with the average bounty. But we're watching humans play, and humans think, $1,000, yum, yum, yum. And they're much more likely to just go with it could be $1,000 rather than the average bounty is this, therefore I win this many big blinds, yada, yada. I'm merely predicting what I expect these players to do, and I expect them to still overvalue and risk more for that $1,000 while it's still there.
I am so impressed by Green Snake. Green Snake, who relinquished that chip lead earlier on, has just battled, and now back in the chip lead, looking for their second win over the last, say, 12, 13 months. No, hey, listen, the way I mentioned it and Leo Geigic mentioned it is completely unsexy. Ew. Yeah. Each person's bounty is now worth $264.11. So I should be calling 4% more. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I could win $1,000.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah, no, I like your way way better.
It's the adrenaline factor. You're at a final table, you think the first thing you go to when someone's all in and you're not really risking that much is the $1,000. It's not the average bounty. Not usually, unless you're playing against some really high level players, which these could be. But on average, you're going to see most people overvalue the $1,000, I'd say. Right.
And if you look through these, I mean, you got a lot of these players. I mean, Green Snake's average stake is $8.28. Christie's average stake, $12.76.
It must be said, though, Green Snake's not playing like their average stake is $8.
No. They're ballers. I love it.
Yeah, they are really going for it today.
Let's see what Joseph does here at 6'5". They're going to limp.
Yeah, we should imagine.
Yeah, I mean, Zac Efron. Zac Efron's not going to just,
Yeah,
raise it up.
6-5 off. Could continue, though. It's a small raise.
If anybody knows Zac Efron, can you shoot him a text and let me find out if this is actually him?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And if it is, let him know I really liked him in The Greatest Showman. He's really good in that. High School Musical wasn't my thing, but The Greatest Showman was a really good show. Really good movie.
I like High School Musical. More than Greatest Showman.
You know what? Nobody's surprised by that.
I don't know how to take that.
You take it any way you want to, my friend. Any way you want to. Okay, so the mayor of Tickettown is not here, but I have been told by the president of Tickettown, which is of course Lime Ricky, that we have to move on.
Really?
We got to give away tickets. Okay.
Oh wow.
Do you have a question for me? Or would you like me to ask you a question?
I have a question if you're ready for that, but I don't.
I am ready. Okay, so we're gonna play Dave Thinks or Tuck Thinks. Nick is gonna ask me a question. You at home have to climb inside my head and think about what I think. The actual Google answer is meaningless. Okay, it is meaningless. It's only whatever I think. Now I will tell you that we always try to get these answers right. Okay. Now here's the catch. You can answer in YouTube or Twitch. You can't answer both places, and you can only answer once. If you answer more than once, Lime Ricky will disqualify you, and she rules the chat with an iron fist. So don't do that. The only way you can't win is if you answer more than once. You might just get lucky. So with that, as we see a flop that hits neither player, Easty, shoot away. Ask me a question.
So everyone's in the chat like complaining because I always do Liverpool questions, especially when I'm with Wealthall. But considering the we're not going to talk about what happened this weekend, and therefore I'm not going to do a Liverpool question today. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to keep Dave. Sorry, we've both done that now. Going to keep David on his toes, and as a serial attendee and commentator at our live events, as you'll know, we're going to Glasgow for the first time this coming week.
Right. By the way, I'm very sad that I'm not going.
Yeah, it's disappointing that you won't be there.
I'm very, very sad that I am not going. I was kind of looking forward to being there, but I'm not there. Only answer once, everybody.
Yeah.
Whoever's closest to me, 2 people, you're going to win a ticket. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So you'll be able to draw on your experience regardless, even though we've not been there and you won't be there this week. How many runners do you think our main event will get in Glasgow 88 Live, the first ever Glasgow 88 Live? While your man Green Snake, by the way, does his thing again.
Yeah, I'm liking this guy.
Wow,
and that is another good flop. I mean, the most important thing about when you're the aggressor, the most important thing is your opponent misses.
Yeah, and you can't really miss harder than this if you king jack offsuit. Green Snake. Green Snake has got a little bit of hope as well with the backdoor stuff going on. It does take it down. Oh yeah. Flop.
I mean, in the realm of flops, that's not the worst flop in the world. Okay, no. I'm going to get my answer in here.
Go ahead. There's a little bit of potential action here. If Green Snake hadn't have opened here, I would have expected to see Christy shove and obviously Joseph call. But the fact that Green Snake's in there might mean that Joseph doesn't shove this. They might still do it, though. It's very, very close. I think Ace-Jack is definitely all in and Ace-9 probably not. So Ace-10 is just right on the line.
Yeah. Ooh. It's a raise and a 3-bet. Is there a world where you're just folding?
Yeah, I think it exists. I'm just not sure we'll live in it. We'll see. Joseph could fold here for sure. I wouldn't mind it at all. And as we can see, it's correct. There is a dead 10 as well. They do decide to go for it. I can't really blame this, to be honest. But they are in big trouble now. Only 2 outs left here, Tuck, unless there's some runners about.
Yeah, good news for them is they do have equity, and if they do somehow win, they get a bounty. If they lose, it's not the end of the world. That is not a 10 on the river, and they will lose this. The king does play and a full double up for Christie, who, by the way, worth mentioning again, came into this final table as our shortest stack. In fact, the players who came in 7 and 8, the 2 shortest stacks, are still in here with 6 remaining.
I mean, it's always possible, callers can happen. People can, not consider ICM as much as they probably should. There's a lot of value in folding is very good. Folding is very strong.
It is. I learned that from Pads, Patrick Leonard, amazing poker player. That's the fun thing, though, Easty. As a cash game player, and you and I are both cash game players more or less, more than tournaments for sure.
Yeah.
But when you do play a tournament and you're in a situation where, there's ICM spots, how much do you factor into, does my opponent even care about ICM? Are they even aware of it? Are they aware of the fact that they need to tighten up here? Because, if you're playing against somebody who's just looking for the win, or if you're playing against somebody who's just a recreational player and just doesn't, I don't know, I've got Ace-9 here. That looks good. I'm going with it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you should probably have a decent idea of what kind of way people are leaning in that regard. There will be times where you just don't know how much people are looking into these things. And it can also be the case that players you played with the day before have spent a day working on this stuff and being told by players maybe better than them that, yeah, you know what, you probably shouldn't take too many risks in these spots and these spots. So it's really hard to pinpoint how much people are actually considering it. You can only assume that...
to me, that's the most interesting thing about poker. It's like one of those things where you look it's like, let's just think about it as like a high rise, right? And you just go, okay, well, level 1 is you're just learning the game. You basically, you know the hand rankings. You've been told a couple of things by your friends, and that's it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go play a tournament. And whatever, level 20, the 20th floor is, the absolute best players in the world. And you're just trying to figure out what floor your opponent's on.
Yeah. And I think
it's always kind of fun.
When it's unclear, I think generally speaking, players will lean on aggression is good. People will probably fold even a little bit more than they should, even though folding's really good.
Nice flop for 7s here.
Yeah, excellent. I wouldn't be surprised to see donk bets here from Christie. Very good flop for big blind.
Yeah. I mean, you can play this as a check raise all in. You can play this as a donk. I mean, anything but folding is fine.
It was straight up open folding. Yeah. And that would be bad.
I think I want to check raise this. I mean, you're not getting overpairs to fold, but you deny the equity when your opponent does have ace king or ace queen or ace jack or any of those kind of cards. And you also, the clarity of the hand What do you do if you just call and a queen comes off and they bet again?
Yeah, it's tough. Like this is clearly, like you say, a lot easier to play than playing just check call. It's riskier, obviously, but as we've already spoken about, like Christie is on the lower end of the stack depth. So
the contest is closed.
There you go. Close.
Sorry, the contest is closed. Don't worry. If you don't win here, we have 10 more tickets to give away. Oof. 10 more.
10 more. Christie
this is crazy.
On there. Christie folded a king on the small blind there. I wouldn't have minded seeing shove. Suited king on the small blind versus a random hand in the big, plus that ICM pressure with Dios being out there with only 8 bigs. I think you kind of have to go for it.
Christie was the player that folded king jack early on, but then also shoved a 6.
Yeah,
so they do seem to pick their spots well. Open shove here. There's a call. Ace 10 versus ace queen. The ace 10 is all in, and it's not a chop. It's not a win, and ace 10 is out. Dios te ama, gone in 6th place. How much are they worth? Drum roll.
Oh, no.
200 still. That's actually pretty significant. Yep. That is 2x the buy-in on that one. Well done.
Saw zeros and got excited.
Yeah, Dios te ama, by the way. What a day. So they finished in 6th place for $1,590, but they also won $3,400 because of bounties. So all in, they won about $5,000.
And that's huge. Like that's like 3/4 of the first place money. So it's huge.
I mean, Dios te ama, by the way, 5,000. That's really big. That's like, yeah, that's 2nd place money essentially. Well done then. So we're down to 5. We're gonna get our winners for you shortly.
Joseph's in trouble.
Yeah. Well,
there's a dead 9 as well, Tuck.
No, I believe. You know what? I believe.
But you're a big Green Snake fan. This is good news for Green Snake fans like you. Sometimes it's just your day.
I'm objective. Yeah, not much you can do here. I mean, you pick up 9s with 11 big blinds against a chip leader. It's just nothing you can do here. Joseph does call off, needs a 9. Or running clubs. Nope, now just a 9. 9-ball corner pocket? Not going to happen. It's the
9 would not help.
clubs.
It would not help, Tuck. Not even a little bit.
No, you're right. I didn't even see the ace. I ignored the ace completely.
Yeah, he's looking for the 9.
I was so focused on a 9. So my singular focus on 9.
There it is.
1,000.
There's the big one. Green Snake having a day.
I was trying to will the 9 onto the board for Joseph. So much so that I ignored the fact that they were drawing dead going to the river.
Happens. Yeah, 9 wouldn't help. But clubs were live on the flop.
Yes. Joseph Cooper, who came to the final table 2nd in chips, exits in 5th. They win about $2,300 with the bounties and the payout. Nice job. As you just saw, Green Snake, who came into our final table as our chip leader, back in the chip lead, and has picked up another 1,000. So they've already locked up like 3,800 in bounties.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Christie check raise here. Calling's fine as well. It's a good price. But we know that Christie likes to fast play, and here comes check raise again.
Yeah, I really like this play by Christie. I mean, they have made some folds. They picked their spots well. It's like sometimes you watch them play and you're like, oh, that they're really nitty. And then sometimes you're like, oh, no, they're not.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the mark of a good player.
Yeah, they're really picking their spots. This would be one player that I would say is concentrating quite a lot on not making an ICM mistake, you know. Another way of saying they're playing tight, but also aggressive in the right areas, which is pretty much the way you're supposed to play in these situations. Ace King, by the way, is a decent hand, 4-handed. Just want to let you know that it's good.
Okay. I was wondering. I was actually looking down at my books, trying to figure out where it fit. And thank God you're here. Nick, I think the people want tickets. You asked me a question. What did you ask me again?
I asked you how many runners you thought the Glasgow Ace 8 Live main event was going to have, because I'm very excited to be there and I'll be one of those, potentially 2, maybe 3, who knows? But I'll be there in some way, shape, and form. How many runners do you think it's going to have, Tuck? And why?
So you did not. Well, it's always a matter of you have to try to figure out how somebody else interprets the question. And I interpreted the question as unique entries and not re-entries.
Oh, okay.
So I went, because I would have been even higher than this, right? Because I think the numbers are going to blow up. I mean, I think people love poker. Poker's alive and well. People love 888, right? Terrible run out, by the way, for Green Snake.
Yeah, just checks its back. Got the showdown value. We
Yeah,
didn't
well,
see
okay.
a 3-bet there. Strange.
No. Anyway, so I just think it's going to be a really good turnout, even without the reentries. I went with 538.
Oh, that would be an incredible turnout.
I just think, listen, it's everybody loves Glasgow. It is, you're pulling from all of the UK. I think you can even pull in from other parts of Europe. It's an easy trip. Obviously, Ireland, boom, you're right there. I just think it's a really easy, lovely place to go. You've got kind of spring in the air. It's starting to get a little warmer. I'm really confident. Like I said, I'm very, very disappointed. I will not be in Glasgow. I'm going with 538. If you went near 538, you might have just won. In actuality, R. A. Reedson said 544. Congratulations, A. Reedson. And C14 Torsi. C14 Torsi said 550. Congratulations to you both. You are both playing in the main event of the championship series. We have 10 more tickets to give away. Probably wondering when we're going to do it. Well, we'll do it after the break, which is in 4 minutes.
Yep. And we got a 6 high bluff here, a bluff catcher, pure for Eagles here. They decide to go for it. Just really a matter of whether they believe this spot is under bluffed or over bluffed. And they do decide to let this one go. Would have won on this occasion, but can't win them all. And Zac Efron's the chip leader now.
I've heard that. You can't win them all. Why not? Why can't I win them all?
Well, I don't know, but I can confirm I win very few, in fact. I don't just not win them all. I win, a very, very minor portion of them, whatever them is. So,
Guess what? I've been overruled.
Really?
We're going to have another ticket giveaway. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're going to have another ticket giveaway.
Now?
We're going to have another ticket giveaway. Yeah,
oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we're going to do a keyword giveaway. Lime, we're going to give away 8 more right now. And then when we come back, we'll do Lauden Thinks. I'll ask Nick a question. It'll be Nick Thinks. And then Nick will do that, and we'll give away 2 at the end of our show. Why am I doing it now? Well, maybe the show's not going to last as long as I thought it would. Anyway, we're going to give away 8 more tickets, guys. So good news for all of you. If you haven't won one yet, if you've won one already, you cannot win 2 this way. The only way you can win 2 is if you win 1 and then you win 1 at the Wheel of Justice. Anyway, Lime, is it ready?
Is it ready?
Waiting for the. Yeah, is it ready?
It's much more polite to you, by the way, than she is to Wellthal.
Oh yeah, Lime and I are friends. Okay.
She's
Canadian. We're both North American.
Fair enough. It must be something to do with it.
Because... I love Canada. And well, listen, I mean, Wellthal can be a little bit, rough around the edges. Anyway, let's do this before we go to break. Ace deuce first. Ace deuce. Okay, Lime. The keyword is ready. Again, the rules are very simple. Type in the letters you see. Type in the word you see. Spell it correctly, and you might win yourself a ticket. Okay. Let's roll it. The keyword in honor of our 8-8 live event. It is Glasgow. That's right, guys. Glasgow. Glasgow. I can't do it again. You get it.
Yeah, while they're getting that keyword in, we've got a situation here. Nuts against the second nut flush draw. Green Snake could definitely take this king of clubs and do some things and some stuff. But guess what, Tuck? It would definitely not work because the unbeatable nuts for Eagles, who clicks it back, by the way. What's this absolute click war going on? Can Eagles find check? I doubt it. After the 3-betting the turn, they won't, and that should be that. If they play this slightly differently, Tuck, Green Snake, I'm telling you now, if they just call, Green Snake probably shoves this river. Yeah,
it's not a terrible river for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they block straights. They do have the king of clubs in their hand.
What's going on here?
They're having a little bit of a hand funeral. I call that a hand funeral.
Oh, right.
They know they're folding, but they're just like, and they eventually let it go. Green Snake still solidly in second, but
I think they played really well. It might just be one of those situations where they have a low average buy-in because they play all like the $5 to $10 tournaments. Very strict bankroll management, and then maybe won a satellite, and they just are quite good, and they just found themselves on the final table for this particular one. It's fair play to them.
I will say this, listen, as somebody who's commentated on extremely high stakes poker, whether it be tournaments or cash games, I will say that the correlation between higher stakes and necessarily better poker players is not always there.
No. Some just have a lot of money, Tuck.
That's what it is. It's like, wow, they must be so good. Or no, they just have money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Green Snake going for the one big blind here. This is so cool. They recognize that there's a lot of just like ace high with. Oh my goodness.
Oh, whoa. Christy taking the bait. I don't know if this makes sense. What are they trying to rep?
Yeah.
What story are they telling here? Because what hand would they do this with?
Yeah, I mean,
what hand would they actually do this with?
They'd have to be very trappy. They call this to bet small to induce, but they do go for fold. They believe them. Yeah.
That was incredibly sexy on both players' parts, but Christy's still here. 4 players are still here. We have more tickets when we come back.
Calling all low to mid-stakes players. It's time to light the torch. From March 16th to 25th, 8-State Poker presents the Championship Games, an exciting series where you can qualify for free every single day. And don't miss the $100,000 main event with a buy-in of only $25. Register today and take your place at the top of the podium. 8-State Poker, made to play.
Hi guys, we are here in another 888 Poker live event in Madrid, and we want to bring you another episode of the Behind the Scenes series.
Over the past year, we've spoken to some of the people that make these tournaments possible, the players, and we've showed you how to play your first live poker event. But this time, we're going to be looking at it from the perspective of the 8-State Poker team.
So come with us and we will show you what it's like to be an 888 Poker ambassador at the live event.
Hey everyone, I'm Ian Simpson and I'm here in beautiful Madrid, one of my favorite locations to play poker. I get to be an ambassador for 888 Poker. And whilst that means playing a lot of poker, it also means making a lot of content for you guys. So today we've been doing the social challenges. Our bosses have been torturing us a little bit. We also make a lot of strategy content, which is my personal favorite because I love the mathematics behind this game. And we get to do a lot of socializing with these beautiful, wonderful people, going for dinner, getting to know each other. It's the best job in the world, it must be.
I'm Ian Simpson and I'm here in Madrid with 888 Poker and we are going to do the Poker Face Challenge.
Could be worse.
It's amazing to come to this 888 Poker Live event. This one I get to be in Madrid, which is a great city. I get to hang out with the amazing 888 team, and I get to play on the TV table. Mom, I'm on the TV. I hope I don't embarrass myself. Let's go.
Amongst all the things that we do at an 8-State Poker live event, obviously there is the commentary. Usually I'd be playing. This time I have been upgraded, downgraded. Thoughts, Nick? I'm in the commentary booth all week.
Upgraded. Poker players, poker commentators, everyone knows that. And also, you've got a lot more work to do this time, haven't you? Because you're going to have to work for the whole tournament as opposed to like just the first little bit.
I have to do every single level. It's the first I've ever made it in a poker tournament.
It's good. I'm excited for you.
Me too. Let's get in there. Pair for Ian. No backdoors available here. Has to be running 6s or running 5s, or Ian's the champion. There's 3 queens left in the deck. Can Marciano find one? He can't! It's over! Ian Simpson has won 888 Live Madrid, and he takes home the trophy and 62,000 euros. So as you can see, we do a lot more than just play poker at an 8-State Live event. From recording content to hanging out with the team, it's a jam-packed weekend.
We hope you enjoy it and we love to see you at the next one.
Hey guys, Cavalito here, and we're gonna go through a hand that was played on 888 Live Madrid. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe and click the notification bells. Now let's get into the hand. We have a very big stack on the hijack, opening with ace-jack, and Aquaman has 8-8. He's definitely gonna call. He did find the 3-bet, which I like because people are not usually putting mid-pocket pairs in your range. You're actually gonna make out of position fold some 2 overcard combos, which is good for you. So for example, if Shoes had the hand like Jack 10 off, he would fold, and that's amazing result for pocket 8s. But with Ace Jack, he's not going to go anywhere. No surprise, 8 on the flop. This is interesting now because Shoes has a gut shot and an overcard, and Salazar has a very disguised set. People usually don't expect you to have pocket 8s or pocket 9s in your 3-bet range, so when you 3-bet his hands and you hit them, it's going to be amazing for you because people are not going to put that in your range and you're more likely to win a big pot. Salazar fires a small c-bet, which is the standard play. He bets a quarter pot and chooses with the gut shot and the overcard not going anywhere. Our Austrian friend is going with the check raise. He understands that he does have equity versus hands that beat him, and also he understands that his board connects very well with his range. I mean, the range that he's going to call 3-bet is going to contain a lot of Broadway cards, connected cards, so it's very unlikely for Shuzi to have missed this board. He either has under pairs to the board, which are going to fold, or he has a piece of the board. So he decides to play Ace-Jack in an aggressive manner, which is fine. I mean, he does have equity when called, and he maybe get a hand like Ace-King to fold, which is also amazing for him, and King.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Monday. It is Nick Eastwood, it is David Tuckman, and we are here courtesy of 8-Day Poker, and we are down to 4. If you're here for the tickets, well, we still have more to give away. In fact, we'll be announcing the keyword giveaway right now. I know many of you already know if you've won or not, but I will give them a shout out in just a moment. And we see how these 4 players battle. We're also going to play Nick Thinks in just a moment or two. And then, of course, at the end of our show, the Wheel of Justice. But before we move on, I do want to let everybody know our free roll is registration is still open. Keyword, the password is SNAP C888. Once again, SNAP C888. Get in there now. Registration will be closing in about 5 minutes. Christie has done a very good job of kind of staying afloat. Again, they were the short stack coming into this final table.
Yeah, they're more than afloat. 20 big blinds, it's super playable. You know, like definitely just one double up, and you're pretty much chip leading at this point. Like it could go either way.
Yep. They've only been at one other final table this year. They finished second in a PKO Rumble where they won $279, and now they've already guaranteed themselves $2,900 plus, of course, their bounty. So over $3,000. What a day! As we watch these 4 players battle. Okay, the keyword giveaway, which we did right at the break. Final table 11: Brazilian Donk, Darwin Classic, That Deprived King, Champagne Poker. Champagne, you won.
All you got to do is moan.
Stinky and Imartajok. Congratulations on your win. You are all playing in the main event of the championship series. And again, we will be streaming that next Tuesday here on our show, on our 8-Day Twitch channel. A lot going on here, as always, by the way. Tomorrow, we have a home game featuring the legendary Aaron Baroni, 68. Do you have what it takes to claim his bounty? And you can blast up this Wednesday. The showdown between Cash King, Komodo Dragon Jesus, and Aaron Baroni once again.
Wow, Aaron's doing some work this week. I guess everyone else is in Glasgow, so he just has to step up.
Step it up, my man. When are you going?
I will be getting the train on Wednesday morning, so I'll be there on Wednesday evening.
That's another thing, too. I love trains.
I love trains, man. So much more than planes. So much more.
Oh, there's just something so nostalgic about trains. I was supposed to actually, my mom and I were actually going to take a train across the United States together.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to do something
kind of like a mom-son trip.
Yeah.
Now it might be a mom-son-grandson trip. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
This is an above-average flop for Ace-Jack of Hearts. I'm sorry, Ace-Jack with the Jack of Hearts. Unfortunately for them, we see that a set of 3s are over there on the top left corner.
Yeah, I mean it's a good flop.
That is L-Goals 14.
It's a good flop for Ace-Jack. It's like it's one you're happy to start volunteering chips into, but it's not one you really want to get all of the chips in on, although you may well end up being forced to, depending on how you play it.
I mean, it's like it's really, really hard to be, oh my gosh, and all in. I don't know how you fold. You've got top pair. You have the Jack of Hearts. And while, you may be worried your opponent's got a flush, you still have outs, usually.
Yeah, I think the existence of some like offsuit King X with the King of Hearts here, I guess, makes it so you have to kind of call, but Oh, I'm really not expecting to be winning here ever. If I do call, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't say. I mean, what happens at times where your opponent just has two pair like aces and threes, and look at that ace jack with
Yeah.
the jack of hearts, it goes away.
Yeah, decent fold that one. Decent fold. Obviously, if you have the king of hearts, easy call. But with the jack of hearts, like you know that your flush may not even be live. You could be pretty dead.
No,
you never know.
Your opponent's never doing that with the nut flush.
Who
though.
knows? Who knows what they're doing?
I'm dismissing that. I'm dismissing the fact that my opponent ever has the nut flush.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I mean? I mean, is your opponent really doing that with like king nine of hearts?
No, it does look like it's what it says on the tin. You know, it seems like it's going to be like a set or a small flush potentially.
Small flush, maybe two pair.
Yeah, we can't rule it out, but yeah, you're right. It's super unlikely.
I don't know. Anyway, congratulations to all you winners. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay,
Please do.
Because that way it gives Lime Ricky some time to find our winners, and we'll announce the winners at the end of the show, though. Okay, everybody.
Christy. Okay.
Look at that. Christy just knows.
Christy knows. Well, Christy's got ace-5 offsuit, but yeah, Christy does know. They are keeping themselves well involved, like you said. Kings.
Pocket Kings. So you flop a set, and now you've got Pocket Kings. Hello, Juicy. I love it. Eagles, by the way, after they win this hand, will jump into second place.
I mean, who knows if they really will win this hand? They will win this hand.
Yeah.
In position.
Okay. You know, I always think about sports and everything, and I asked you during the break, I mean, how many hockey games you've seen in your life?
Yeah.
And your answer was one, and you only kind of saw it like sort of in the background.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I could ask you like, you know, how many tennis matches you won, but nobody really cares about that. Just because Wealthall's not here, I'm going to ask you a Liverpool question regardless.
Oh,
okay.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
In your entire life, how many Liverpool matches have you watched?
Oh my God.
Yep, there it is. That's the question for you. How many? And I am aware of how many matches they have a year, right? Right, and you got to factor in, you know, when you were a little baby, maybe you weren't watching then, right? Obviously, people who love Easty certainly know how old he is. How many years? Now he plays poker too. Sometimes he maybe wasn't available, or the game wasn't on in the casino or the card room he was in. So maybe he had to miss a couple of here or there for tournaments. But he's a cash game player. How many Liverpool matches has Easty watched in his lifetime? We're going to give away 2 tickets here to the Championship Series main event. You do the maths, my friend. I will call the action. We got ace king, we got queen 10. Pretty easy raise here for the chip leader on the button. I love spots like this because you don't get credit for having a real hand because you should be aggressive. So when you actually do have a real hand, sometimes players do play back at you. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if one of the players did that. But they don't. They respect the chip leader and they let it go.
Wow.
You can see Easty's brain is hurting. I mean, Easty, you're not that old. I mean, it would have been harder for Wealthall to answer this. He's got a lot of years on you.
Yeah, but Wealthall misses a lot of games, you know.
Yeah, which is, again, slacker. We've talked about this.
He's a big Liverpool slacker, man. He is a good fan, but he slacks. I don't slack.
It's like, although I will give, we were doing 888 Live Barcelona, and he actually watched he watched the, I believe it was a Champions League final, and he watched it while we were doing commentary.
That's insane.
And 88, but the 88 powers that be were okay with it because it's football, right? And they filmed him watching.
Yeah,
and as a co-commentator, I mean, listen, I get very little from Wealthall. We know that, right? But that day, forget it. He wasn't even there.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even be there. I would just refuse to work. I can't, dude.
He didn't have a choice. He booked it I mean, we get asked to do a show. We get asked to do an 888 Live event a month in advance, 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
Can't cancel. It's not professional, my friend.
I mean, I don't care about professional. I just want to watch the game.
Get your answers in, everybody. Nick, before Lime loses her mind, you have to give her your answer. You have to type it in. She can close it and then look for our winners.
I mean,
you're gonna have to figure this out, buddy.
I'm gonna give I'm gonna say this, but like,
you seem pained.
I would love to know what the answer actually is. I
actually know the exact answer. I've been stalking you for a long, long time.
This is not a good answer.
Well, don't say anything more. All you folks know is that Easty did his best, but he's thinking that it's not a good answer. Could it be too low? Could it be too high? Who knows? But either way, what does Nick think? That is the game we're playing. Once Lime closes the contest, it's over. We're giving away those tickets at the end of our show.
Okay, sorry, I need to space back in. I'd love to actually spend some more time figuring out this answers, but I got pushed, and I think I've blown too early, But here we are.
Yeah, the sad thing is that when you really think about it, and we'll get through it later on, we'll talk about it. It does come down to, and you go, "Wow, I've wasted so much of my life."
The time you enjoy wasting is not time wasted, my friend.
Okay, fair enough. I like it.
Some seasons were a big old waste of time. I'll tell you that.
Get your answers in there. The guy Lime is going to close the contest very shortly. You made it very difficult on her, by the way, by taking that long to answer. But
that's okay.
I think Lime still loves you.
I don't care either way, to be honest. I wanted to give a good answer. Being rushed, it means that the answer is not the best I could give.
You don't care if Lime loves you?
Controversially, no. No, I don't.
Wow. Oh my. I don't. I mean, Joey, maybe we need to get somebody else here when Wellpaul can't be here. This is weird now. Now I feel awkward. The big elephant in the room. Anyway, we all here. Easty, Chuckman, Magic Monday. We're down to 4. We've been at 4.
Yeah. We've been at 4 for a while, but really Zac Efron is really pumping up the gas here. And this is the kind of situation that you find yourselves in sometimes. It is a dream where you can pretty much, as we can see, open whatever you like when everyone else is seemingly hanging on for somebody else to go out. And you can just apply pressure after pressure after pressure. And suddenly everyone's looking around. They've all got 10 big blinds. And really Zac Efron has got all the money. It's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, it's a dream scenario for Zac Efron, putting the pressure on his opponents. And by the way, that pressure, there's an $1,100 difference between 4th and 3rd. We're talking about a $2,500 difference between 4th and 2nd. Right? So you're looking at real money there. And you don't need to win the tournament to make that money. You just need to outlast your opponents. It's the old saying, you don't need to be faster than the bear. You just need to be faster than the other guy running away from the bear also.
That could shove here.
Oh, probably should.
Yeah, he could.
I mean, absolutely should shove. And by the way, 5s kind of have to fold, right?
Yeah, you have to fold. Anything else is a mistake. You could show A7 here. I mean, you could show I don't know. I'm not really super well versed in this stuff, but I think you could show Ace4 here as an eagle still has to fold because look at the other players. They're so short, and then there's money, Tuck. This is what we're playing for. This is everything that drives the decision.
Right. Yeah, and you just can't get yourself into a flip though in that situation where you are, even if you're 54% to win the hand, that means you're 46% chance to give up $2,500.
Oh, Zac could go again, Tuck. If he's really dialed in, Zac could go again. He doesn't.
No. Maybe just thinks Green Snake's a little bit more aggressive.
Or maybe playing tighter now, and therefore they can't pressure their range as much because it's maybe stronger than it should be. Something like that. I'm not sure.
So Lime is busy. The contest is closed, everybody. Contest is closed. Lime is busy scouring through the chat. Not an easy job at all. Scouring through both the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat to find the winner. I mean, listen, I could have made it even more difficult. I could have said, how many total minutes have you watched?
I mean, I just times it by probably 100 and I have the answer. So
there you go.
It would have just made it more difficult for Lime.
But I was watching a game the other day. I was watching a game. I told Nick last week. I was watching a game in an Irish pub, and my kid's just watching, going, and of course it ended in a 1-1 tie. And my kid's just going, "That's it."
Classic Americans. Classic.
That's it.
Oh, we could get a call.
He's looking at this. By the way, he's looking. We should get a call. I think with King High, blind on blind.
Easy call.
I mean, the only reason you wouldn't want to call here is the bounties are fairly irrelevant, and keeping the short stack in the spot is not actually terrible.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know. They call.
They do call, and King Eye is good right now. King Eye is still good, 9 on the river. And the real Zac Efron is really crushing here. Christie, well done, Christie. Christie was our short stack, does exit in 4th. How much they worth? 7 cents. No, $48.07. Christie will take home about $3,200 when it's all said and done. We're down to 3.
Yep, down to 3, and Zac Efron just powering through. I mean, you did mention that Christie's short stack was giving them a real advantage to being able to pressure the other stacks, but Green Snake's still there with 10, and Eagles won't want to come third. So whenever Green Snake folds, Zac Efron can just do whatever they want, I think, pretty much. Based on how people are reacting to Zac, they're basically just going, Zac, look, we know that you've got nothing most of the time, but we just don't care. We'd love to come second. That's basically what's going on here.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, there's a $1,400 real money difference, actual $1,400 between second and third. And at the end of the day, when you look at what these players have earned, $1,400 for a lot of these players is more than any of them learned. I think the chips are going in here, though.
Yeah, it seems pretty likely. Top pair, when you're being so aggressive. Green Snake, by the way, going for the, I think mandatory trap at this point. They know that Zac is. Oh my god!
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
That is just
I mean, it's such a dream board for Green Snake, and they don't even know it. The nightmare on the turn.
Yeah, I mean, this offsuit 5, I mean, it has to be offsuit. One of the 3 5s remaining, they are going to get stacked here. There's absolutely nothing they can do. And this is a spade.
No, 4 hearts. Could have caught a 3, a 6, a jack, or a spade. Catches the 4 hearts. And Green Snake, what a tournament for them. They are out. Another $200 for real Zac Efron. We are heads up. Green Snake, though, before we move on, heads up here. Green Snake, what a tournament.
Yeah,
they
amazing.
Ended up winning. Yeah, they ended up winning about $3,800 in bounties and then another $3,900. You do the math and you realize they nearly won $8,000.
Yeah. I mean, really, really, really strong performance and probably I imagine it's their biggest victory so far in their life. So
I mentioned it before.
Yeah.
They had their biggest win over a year ago where they finished first out of 1,334 in the Micro Rollers Mystery Bounty. They won $146 in that event.
That seems low for that many players.
What was the Micro Rollers?
Is it $1 or something then?
It might have been 10 cents.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Who knows? It's the Micro Rollers, but they won it, which is they beat 1,333 of the players to win that. They took home $146.
Yeah.
They just won nearly $8,000. This is what I love about it. That is sick. It's so good. Anyway, we're heads up here.
Yeah. 100 bigs, by the way, heads up for Zac.
Yeah. Agos, by the way, got exactly what they wanted, which was heads up. They've locked up second place money. So they've already locked up. Agos, by the way, with their bounties and first place, they've already locked up like $5,600.
I mean, it's a great day for them, regardless of what happens. I mean, it looks like it's going to be tough, 5-1 chip disadvantage, but you never know. So far, though, it's a free shot. Can you get back into it? If you can't, you still get a great payday.
I mean, 2 double ups and they're in the lead.
Yeah.
I always point that out. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. One double up, they're up 40 big blinds. Another double up, and suddenly they're in the lead. They are theoretically 3 hands away from winning the tournament.
Yeah.
Things can change really, really quick. They don't change there as they do chop it up. So these 2 players, by the way, Zac Efron came into the final table 5th in chips. They've locked up about $1,500 in bounties. They are playing for the last 2 bounties, by the way. The winner gets to keep their bounty and win their opponents.
Yeah, as far as we're aware, they're both minimum, though. So the big prize is that first prize, obviously, of $7,000 or so.
Yeah, it's a $2,000 difference in first and second.
Yeah, and a very significant amount of money for this buy-in.
Yeah. Lime Ricky just pointing out to everybody, for those who are wondering, yes, we do have a Wheel of Justice today. Even though Nick Wealthall is not here, we are still spinning that wheel.
Absolutely, we will. It is our duty to spin it.
No, we've got to find out who's been good, who's been bad. Right?
What on earth is that? That is a very, very strange play. Have they got somewhere to be?
Well, it's almost as if they're like, I mean, I guess it was value, right?
Yeah, that was very odd. I mean, I don't think it can be value. I don't think you're going to get called by a worse hand.
Right, but are you going to get better to fold?
I mean, yeah, I'd assume so for like 3x pot, but like it's a very strange play with showdown value.
Right. With that particular hand, I mean, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Got a gut shot and the overs.
Well, if we do hit our gut shot, by the way, if we do hit it, it could be
a full double up. Oh, there's the 8. Yep. So straight draw now with a pair of 7s versus a gut shot and a pair of 8s. Eagles takes the lead now.
Yeah, now a 4 would give them a straight and a 7. Wow.
Whoa. This could get spicy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I expect to see a bet, and it's so hard to fold at this point. But,
really is.
What will they go for? 2/3 pot would be the standard. Wouldn't mind seeing exactly that. See what Zach comes out with. They go for shove.
All in. They're going for it all. They want it all.
Yeah, and Eagles hasn't folded yet, Tuck. They might be thinking about thicking this one in.
Yeah, diamonds have missed. There are some draws that miss, but Eagles does make the very good fold. And we continue on heads up.
Correctly assessed. That's probably under bluff, like that board texture. Does go for fold. What is going on here? The Eagles is playing super erratically, though, I have to say, Tuck. I think we could be all in sooner rather than later because Eagles has made some very strange plays off of 20 bigs here.
I mean, unconventional. Listen, you got to march to the beat of your own drummer, I think, sometimes. They've gotten here.
Oh, this could be it for sure.
In.
Yeah.
The chips are going in. We'll see what happens here. We got to flip. 4s versus ace-8. Oh, a set of 4s. Look at that. Wow. Full house. Wow, almost. Need one more card. You don't want to see that 9, but the 4s are good anyway.
No. Well, we could be here for a little bit longer, Tuck. 40 big blinds now for Eagles. But as I said, they are really quite erratic, so you never know when it could end here.
Well, the interesting thing is, I mean, they were erratic, unconventional on a 20 big blind stack, where they probably figured, hey, I've got to gamble a little bit. I want to kind of up the variance. But on 40 big blinds, they might change their game a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah. We remains to be seen, but Eagles might be thinking, this is working for me. I'm just going to keep firing it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I mean, connection for Eagles, but an absolute slam dunk for Zac Efron with the second. Oh, my God.
Wow. Well, you mentioned unconventional. They get it all in with a pair of 6s and a 5 of clubs.
Wow.
Drawing, well, dead. I guess dead to running straight flush cards, and that is it. I did not see that. I thought maybe you would end with the 4s versus ace-8.
I saw that coming, Tuck.
You saw that?
Not that, but like I knew the Eagles was for some reason it was very strange because they played so like pretty solid. Like there was a few things that I would maybe not agree with over the course of the day.
Hey, they got heads up. They were down. There might have been a situation they were just like, listen, I'm not a great heads up player. I don't know. I don't have a ton of heads up experience. It might literally just be a situation where we go. And I would strongly advise this. Hey, up the variance.
Yeah,
up
for
the variance.
sure.
I mean, I think Eagles did a great job of kind of navigating their way through this final table, getting heads up, locking up a ton of money. Eagles, by the way, ends up winning somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,600. But of course, the real Zac Efron, the rich get richer. I mean, Zac Efron doesn't need the money, right? We know that.
No,
but
he's very rich.
He just won heaps. I mean, we're talking about probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $9,000 for first place.
Yeah, huge.
And of course, the bounties. Well done to the real Zac Efron, if that in fact is you.
Yeah. I mean, imagine being Zac Efron, but oh, what was the hand that you won it with? Well, I flopped a flush and they shoved for 8x pot. Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, you know what? I mean, listen, it's really hard for your opponent to have anything there.
Yeah.
The weird thing with those kind of plays, it's always like the shove works most of the time.
I mean, almost always, but when it doesn't, you're dead.
Yeah, when it doesn't work, ouch. You're in really, really bad shape. That's going to do it for us, guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. We got tickets to give away. Nick, I asked you a question. We've got to give 2 tickets away here for this. I asked you a very simple question. I asked you, how many Liverpool games have you wasted your life watching?
No, it was how many games I watched. I didn't waste my life, but I think I went low. So
low?
my maths.
Oh my gosh.
So my maths was, so I've missed one game since I became a poker player. I've missed one game, and that was because I was on a flight.
One game? Wait, one game?
I've missed one game. Yeah, since I became a poker player, I've missed one game.
Don't they play like 45 games a year?
Well, I've gone with, I think I've gone low on this as well. I went for 50 a year, but I think with Champions League and League Cup and FA Cup, it's probably more in like the 55 to 60 range, depending on how good we were that year. I went with an average of 50. There's a chance that that's low. So I probably should have gone like 55. And I missed probably before that when I was working a couple, but I had them on my TV, like in the background. So I'd count that as well on the computer. So I went with 50 on an average of 50 over the last 22 seasons, which is 1,100 games. And then I added 200 for before that, when I was young, when I probably saw them here and there. It wasn't until 2003 that I really started watching every single game. So I went with 1,300, but I think that might be low because I do watch friendlies as well. And I do watch, any competition, and there's been some like Club World Cups and stuff, so it's probably more in the region of 1,500, but I went with 1,300.
That is insane. I mean, do you imagine what you could have? I mean, imagine what you could do at that time. But hey, I digress, because it is the exact right answer. Yes, you, my friend, have watched 1,300 Liverpool games, which is crazy. If you answered 1,300 or around 1,300, you might have just won. In actuality, Cindy Bear 8 said 1,333. Congratulations, Cindy Bear. And Net Jam said 1,256 games.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations, of course, to our winner, the real Zac Efron. Now, we have the moment you've all been waiting for. It's some of the greatest content you'll see ever, not just in poker, ever, anywhere. It is the Wheel of Justice. If you're wondering how to get involved, we'll get a link up for you in the chat. All you got to do is redeem your Twitch points, and then you can get on the wheel. Here's the catch. If we pick your name, you must be in the chat to get a $109 ticket. Yes, you heard me correctly. For this, we give away $109 tickets. Two of them. Okay, let's do it. Spin the wheel. Easty, you got to make some noise. Do something fun. That's good. That's really good. That's really good. It is Nordic. Nordic, you have won. Nordic, are you here? Nordic, are you here?
Come on, Nordic.
Are you here, Nordic?
I swear Nordic won this last week or week before when I was
The
there.
only thing less exciting than actually playing this is a respin. Respins are really exciting as well. Nordic, are you here? Yeah, Nordic! Congratulations,
Nordic.
Nordic. As always, if you win a ticket ever on our shows, good luck to you. Make sure you pay attention to your whispers. Get in touch with Lime Ricky so she can get you your ticket. We want you to win. Okay, let's do it one more time. We have one more $109 ticket burning a hole in my pocket. Let's give it away. Spin the wheel.
I'm just saying, Tuck, like Nick lets me spin the wheel sometimes.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I know my place. Player Quiller is going to be here. Oh, it's Stevie the Chef, though.
Stevie the Chef. Stevie the Chef. Stevie, you've won. Are you here, Stevie?
Come on, Stevie.
Maybe. They're here. No.
Where?
I don't know. I just got a feeling. I thought maybe they were here. Oh, wait. Are they not here? Are they cooking? Are they off cooking?
Could be cooking. You never know. They're usually here. This is a shame.
Oh, I know. That's why I assumed they were here. They're always here. Oh, no. Moss Shark, slow down. Slow your roll there. You're welcome.
I think this might be respin territory.
Stevie, let Stevie cook. Okay, we're going to give him 5. We're going to give him 4. We're going to give him 3. Oh, dear.
This is the slowest 5 seconds
We're going
of
to give
my
him
life.
2, 1. Okay. Nick Welthall, not here. So I will let my friend Easty. Easty, go ahead and say it.
Just spin the wheel.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't let you do it. What was that?
That was enthusiasm boiling over inside of me.
Was that enthusiasm, really?
Yeah, Super Zero will be here. No worries about that one, lad. He'll be here.
Super Size Zero. It's Super Zero. Super Zero. Super Zero.
You don't even need to ask. Super Zero will be here.
They're here, right? GG
Oh, yeah.
Super Zero. Super Zero.
There we go.
Super Zero. Woo!
Easy
Yes.
game.
Look at that. We got a respin in there. We got a Liverpool question in there.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
We had the real Zac Efron here. What a show.
Celebrities. We had David Tuckman.
No, seriously. Actually, here, Easty, thank you so much for
Pleasure.
filling in as usual. You do an amazing job. Hey, good luck to you in Glasgow. Good luck to all of you in Glasgow, by the way. We are streaming from there as well. So look for that on our channel. Well, for Lime Ricky, for Joey, who's back for one day only, for Nick Eastwood, for our slacker, Nick Welthall, I am David Tuckman. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you guys.
See you next week, next Tuesday.